This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the 16th Annual B. Riley & Company Investor Conference in Hollywood, California. I have with me Cary Wood, Sparton Corporation, symbol SPA. It's a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange. Cary, welcome back to SNNLive.
Thanks, Shelley. Thanks for having me again. I appreciate it, Shelley.
It's good to have you. So let's give a brief overview to our investor audience so they get an idea, and then we'll ask a couple of more questions.
Sure, it's a small cap listed on the New York Stock Exchange, founded in 1900, went public in 1929. Went through a turnaround dating back to about 2008, having ever since reported good momentum both in its market cap, its stock value, revenue, and earnings power ever since. It's in the industrial, medical, mil-aero, highly regulated end markets. It's really divided into two different segments, the manufacturing design service segment and then the engineered components and products segment.
So give me an example of a typical one of your big clients.
Yeah, we deal with a good number of medical clients. We help them design products from the very first stage of concept all the way through to manufacturing, field service, and the full life cycle of a product. But our largest customer by far is the U.S. Navy, Department of Defense, and some of the supporting agencies around anti-submarine warfare.
So you can tell me a little bit about a product, or is this, or do you have to,
Sure.
be secretive and all? Or?
Interestingly enough, it's a neat line of work. There's a good amount of it that's out there in public disclosure, but there is a considerable portion of our business that's still in under development, and we get a good pipeline of what's coming towards us in the way of technology. There's a handful of us that are classified that give us an opportunity to see what the U.S. Navy is thinking, but I would think for the most part I can talk about it, some of which is just simply not something we can discuss.
Okay, so what's new? Because I haven't seen you in a while, and you've been busy, I guess, so why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, since we've last got together, we've done 7 acquisitions, so we've been quite busy. We've done half of those in the engineering components and products segment, augmenting our anti-submarine warfare program with the Argotech acquisition. We brought on a handful of ruggedized electronics assets with Stealth and IED and Cap Marine. We're tying that out with an acquisition we made a year ago, with now a full-on platform in the ruggedized electronic space. We bought an acquisition in the Northern California geography, Hunter Technologies, almost $100 million business. Gives us that region that we were looking to get into. We've also acquired some assets in Southern California. So where we finished our year in fiscal 14 at roughly $300 million in revenue, we're closer to $500 million these days, so we've been quite busy.
It sounds like it. I mean, that's a lot of acquisitions in such a short period of time. What's the reason for that?
Well, I mean, growth is certainly the impetus behind it. We've done a fairly good job prior to the first half of this year growing organically. We met some headwinds in the first half of our year for a variety of reasons, but when you go back the preceding 3 to 5 years, we've done about 7% in the way of organics. And on top of that, we've acquired some strategic assets that help extend us into regions, extend our capability, better leverage our balance sheet. It's the right investment thesis.
You know, I have to ask you a pointed question. When I think about a company that's done 7 acquisitions in such a short period of time, how do you manage to integrate, even culturally, into that? And obviously, you're taking on expense, but you're also saving some expense. So the question's a little detailed, but take a shot at it.
You know, acquisition work is tricky. I think the best acquisitions you'll do are the ones that you never do. Most of the really hard work is done way up front. You assess the acquisition, how well it integrates, how effectively it supports your strategy, and by the time you've been through those diligence steps, you'll decide whether or not it's the right fit. Once you get through that, then I think it's a matter of integrating effectively. We've brought on some bandwidth. We've got a very detailed approach to how we do it. I think we're pretty good at it. But again, I think most of the hard work is done up front.
Now, what's your background? I'm not sure the audience knows yet.
You know, I came out of distressed turnarounds, operating environment, started out with some much larger companies, General Motors, United Technologies, and then made my way into smaller mid-cap organizations, some public, some private, and worked my way through a number of distressed bankruptcy turnarounds, and here I am having architected the one here at Sparton.
Ladies and gentlemen, for more information, let's get you the website.
Sparton.com.
It's easy enough, Sparton.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Cary Wood, Sparton Corporation, SPA on the NYSE. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the 16th Annual B. Riley & Company Investor Conference right here in Hollywood, California. Cary, thank you again.
Thanks, Shelley, very much. Always appreciate seeing you.